Hello everyone, welcome back, and it is time to get back to Shiny Hunting Eevee. So, let's go find which one of these spots actually, is the best one to go for, because I found out yesterday that the intellectual mark is the one on mainland Paldea, not Kitakami. So this is gonna be a little awkward for our hero. So I'm gonna need to go for the Paldea hunts. We need to find a good outbreak that doesn't get a lot of spawn interference. And that's the one we're going to stick with. We'll go check this one first. That does not sound very good, Blorb. That does not sound very good. Okay, this doesn't look too bad. Okay. This looks very good. Lemon meta help. Mudkip, you did this to yourself. I'm not going to come between the argument between the Mudkip and the Shorty. I'm going to remain neutral in this conflict. Mostly because it's freaking hilarious. Watching you two go after one another. I.e., Ash calling you on your BS, Mudkip, and also the consequences. Certified permission. No, Ash, you don't have permission to time Mudkip out. You do not have permission to time out Mudkip. If you time out Mudkip, you get timed out. Because this is fun. Hi, lady. What did Mudkip do? James, don't ask. It's better just to not ask. Is that enough? That's fine, don't worry, he'll get his vengeance. No, Ash. There will not be any vengeance taking on Mudkip. There will be no vengeance taking on Mudkip. Because we all know, Ash, Pikachu against Mudkip, we know Mudkip wins. Because Mudkip becomes Marshtomp, which is ground type. Pikachu becomes Raichu, which loses. Let me close down for me, but they were in state off, so that was fun. That does not sound like a good time, Blorb. That does not sound like a good time. The Eevee event ends tomorrow. I'm on no side. I'm just saying, don't fight Mudkip. It's not going to end well. The Eevee event ends tomorrow. But if you just simply don't connect to the internet, so you don't update to get the new Pokeportal news, the Eevee event will persist. Because I still have, actually, the Clefairy event on my Scarlet version. So, you can just keep the event for as long as you want. You just don't update the game. And then you don't connect the game to the internet. Sounds like you're on his side. What a poor, sad... What a sad poor Scarlet you. We gained our asses kicked in Splatoon today. Mudkip, we also... Didn't we win a 100X match today, though? Wait, I noticed, when we joined up with Jade, we started losing. When it was just us, we played very well. The game doesn't seem to like it when we go as a group of 3. Wait, we didn't win a 3X? I thought we did win a 3X. Oh. I don't know, I'm feeling confident Team Hug will win in the end. But Mudkip, I will, as always, make the same deal with you for this stream as we do for all other streams when Splatoon... Yo! I was just about to say I will make the same deal that we always make, and that is if we get the shiny with the mark before the stream thingy sandwich ends, we go to Splatoon. I hope this is an intellectual mark. Hi, Jerry. Get the ball. And again, guys, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already, everyone. Leave a like and subscribe for the shiny Eevee. Yeah, this is the first shiny of the new rotation of things. This means we... No, it needs to have the intellectual mark, Mudkip. It needs to have the intellectual mark. Because what we are after is the intellectual mark. Okay. So, the first two Master Shiny was Jangmo. Nice. That was Jade's original name. Was Jangmo. Jade likes Jangmo. You better. I hope there's a part of me that hopes this thing has the intellectual mark. There's also a part of me that hopes it doesn't. It's not marked. Alright. You... We'll check your IVs, see if they're any good. Nope. No zero attack. Right, you're going in the bin. You're going in the giveaway bin. I swear. If I fill up 3 boxes of spare shinies for the shiny giveaway before we actually do the giveaway, I'm gonna lose it. Yes, good, kill the Yoink alone. Always destroy the Yoink alone. Oh, look, it's Gulpin. First shiny I ever got in Scarlet Violet. It's a Gulpin, Jakey. Gulp, Jakey. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. So how many did you get? So far, I've gotten, I think it's 5 shiny Eevee in total. Oh, wait, no, we're gonna get Deerling spawn interference, I just realized. That's the one bad thing about hunting on mainland Paldea. Deerling is everywhere. So I'm continuously running the gambit of Deerling spawn interference. Ash, you quit lying. Deerling is not my favorite Pokemon. Deerling's my favorite Pokemon, then Emolga is most certainly your favorite. Because we all know you do love your Gen 5 stuff. You are a very, very big Gen 5 fan. Wasn't here most of last stream because I wasn't over it. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, I believe Miju is down with the same thing. I hope she was able to at least do well in Splatoon. Get another shiny Deerling before you get a shiny with an intellectual mark. You have to shiny a Pikachu right after. No! No, Ash, that's not part of the deal. The deal only goes for Splatoon things. Because it is an honored tradition of Splatfest while shiny hunting. I give Mudkip the same offer every single time there is a Splatfest, and that is if we get the shiny thing we're looking for, within the first sandwich, all of them, we go Splatfest. And have deals. Because you do not have another game event that's going on for a limited time at the moment. If there was a limited time Pikachu thing, then there would be a deal. But there is no limited Pikachu thing going on right now, you Giga Forehead. You do not understand the terms. Which sounds like a critical skill issue. Yeah, but Unite's trash. That's the thing, Unite's a bad game. I'm doing very well. I am doing very, very well. I actually just finished watching the Flupo for the night. So we got to watch the Flupo. Had some chicken nuggies for dinner. Big fan of chicken nuggies. They were not dino chicken nuggies, but they were just regular chicken nuggies. One. I don't hate you, Ash. I don't hate you. I just want to play Splatoon. Wait, was I late? No, you're not. You are no longer angry nerd man on camera. When we get something deep in map. What's the current map rotation, Mudkip? What is the present rotation? But also, I think some of the problem with why we were having issues today is you kept using the boomer bucket. the Boomer Bucket does not really do well. You should stick to your Golden Dynamo Roller. Because you need to Dynamo Fools. There is nothing quite like clowning on people with a Golden Dynamo Roller. Yes, always go Dynamo. You always go Dynamo, Mudkip. Hello, Viking. The answer is you always go Dynamo Roller. The Dynamo Roller is the beginning and the end. It is the end all be all. Hello, Mr. J-Rad. Hello, Mr. J-Rad Man Guy. Hope you are doing well. It's a Robo Deer. He's a Robo Deer. Alright. Tomato, onion, green, pepper. Yes, 68 servings of tofu. That's way too much tofu. Currently clowning on a 7-star Eevee. Fun. Always clown on Eevee. The only reason I was using the Boomer Bucket is because the maps were bad for Dynamo. At that point, you use something different. Use your dualies! Use your dualies! If the Dynamo is not suited. You are the Dynamo Warrior, but you are also the dualies Warrior. You are dualies Warrior. You use what you have. Or go Flingza. Well, then again, Flingza's also some issues with the same maps as the Dynamo. Or just be like me and go with the Splushiomatic at all times. Nah, not really a skill issue. Mudkip is single spec focus on the Gold Dynamo. He's put all of his skill points into the Metronome Drain Punch Go Bird. Oh, yes, I can barely type. Jade is the duelie. I thought you were the dualies person. But you were the dualies master. Mijou! How you doing? Can one of the mobs go grab Mijou's link? How are you doing? Are you feeling better today, Mijou? Hope you are doing much better today. We have been getting our tentacles kicked in Splatoon on Team Hug. I hope your day with Splatoon Splatfest has been going better. But hope you also have been feeling better today. Thank you, lady, for grabbing Mijou's link. Thank you, J-Rad, as well. Yeah, it's open to keep it. Good. Always keep well. Mijou is presently feeling a little sick, so everyone be especially nice. Splatoon was... Oh no! The typos are spreading! The rosy-itis of typos is spreading even to Mijou! No! My win loss. Oh my gosh, no! Mudkip! How does your win-loss keep going worse? Again, guys, if you haven't done so already, please don't forget to leave a like on the stream if you haven't done so already. I am asking from Isco. I have no idea what that even is, Blarb. Wait, no, it's not shiny Eevee. I don't know. So, Mudkip, what other things other than the Dynamo and the Sly Slosher are you good with in Splatoon? How is your Hydra game? Have you been using your Hydra game? I hope you've been getting on your Hydra game. Now it was so good at the start, and now it is garbage. Maybe all the tryhard sweats are doing Team Fist Bump. The Blob Bucket. Okay, you use the Blob Bucket. Go back to the Blobber. Yeah, the Blobber has generally been one of my, not favorites to use, because I suck with it. I suck with buckets in general, other than the Grisco bucket. But you've done good work with it. If I breed with a shiny Pokemon using Ditto with a big Pokemon, be shiny. No, that's not how, shiny parents do not have any effect on the shininess of the egg. That is unless it's Gen 2, where that was a thing, specifically because of DVs, but anything other than Gen 2, that does not have an effect. I was using the Blob Ether. When were you using the Blobber? I just remember the Sly Slosher. Hello, Rady, how are you doing? Yeah, that's not how breeding mechanics works. It's just, as of Gen 3 and onwards, the shininess of the parents does not matter, because DVs are no longer something that factors into shiny eggs. The way in which they used to do DVs for everything was just kind of insane, and if you ever want to just slowly make your brain turn to mush, look into old Pokemon mechanics. It will hurt your brain, and you will wish you never looked into it. That's how genetics would work if shiny Pokemon, but Pokemon doesn't have genetics. I mean, it sort of does. It's got IVs, which doesn't really work. It works if you use the specific IV items. But also, you're correct on that, Mudkip. Where that's... I don't know. It's... The Pokemon games... They're not real science to form in genetics. If you want to use Pokemon for learning genetics, I would recommend doing that. Yeah, I get why people think, though, that does have an effect. Because whenever you see people breeding shinies for things, they're always using, like, their shiny Ditto. Probably because the only Ditto they have is a shiny. Or at least they just want to flex. Which is why sometimes people have the shiny Ditto there. The funny thing is, I don't ever use my shiny Ditto. I got it in Dynamax Adventures, and it's been stuck in my shiny box in Sword and Shield for the last, like, not 3 years, the last, like, probably 2 years? Yeah, 2 years it's been stuck in my box, and it hasn't left. Hey, we're getting raided by Phantom! How are you doing? Welcome in, Sanji! Welcome in, Phantom Flame! Excuse me? We might necessarily get applied to a bunch of Switch profiles to farm enough Mighty SDV of evolution. Yes, it would be extremely overly complicated, Jared. But, power to you if you can do that yourself. But welcome in, Sanji. Welcome in, Chaos. Welcome in, Phantom. Welcome in, Team Grookey. Hello there, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Can one of the mods go grab Phantom's link, please? And if you guys haven't done so, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe here. But what were you doing over on your end, Phantom? How did it go? We've already gotten one shiny Eevee so far. It is not marked with the intellectual mark, which is our goal for today. We're having a Hollow Knight. I've never played Hollow Knight myself, but I've heard very good things about it. Sounds very fun. I don't know when we're going to get the next trailer for the Indigo Disc. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't get another Indigo Disc trailer until probably a week before the Indigo Disc releases. Pokemon has not really had a well-established pattern with their DLC trailers, so I tend to not put money on things. Wait, is updating the raid event data for one Switch Purple updated for all of the Switch versions, same version? I don't know, actually. Because I don't have more than one Switch profile for my Violet version or my Scarlet version. So I would not know that. That is a very good question. Remember, Mudkip, but the deal is if we get the intellectual marked Eevee shiny, we will go switch to the Splatoony things. That is the deal. Is there some specific thing about the 362? Is there something specific about that? But I think it just saves for the individual game. But I've only ever experimented that with Scarlet and Violet's separately, but bribery. Bribery doesn't always work, Mudkip. It works only occasionally. It only works on occasion. That's why I bought Lego City Undercover. That's why I bought Lego City Undercover. I mean, the best way you could probably handle the mightiest mark Eevee for every single form would be just making... You need 4 separate profiles. You need 4 separate profiles, so that way you could get 1 in Scarlet, 1 in Violet, 4 separate times, if we give you all 8. Wait, there's... Wait, so there's... Eevee, Flareon, Vaporeon, Jolteon, Espeon, Umbreon, Leafeon, Glaceon, Sylveon. Oh, okay, so there's 9 of them. Okay, so you would need 5. Then, okay. Ooh. That would be a tall order. That would be a very tall order. But you know there's someone out there who's psycho enough to actually do it. And apparently that one is J-Rad. Mr. J-Rad man guy. But also, I would recommend, our most recent video that we uploaded, would recommend checking out the Giant Battle Frontier video we posted. That entire video, hour and 5 minutes long, that took me about a month to edit. And the raw footage was about 2 hours long. So, for an hour and a 5-minute video, there was almost 50 minutes of footage that got cut. Wait, there's a better question for a simpler answer. What's the maximum? I don't know. I've got no clue. Lord, if you've got a headache, one thing that I would recommend is drinking a lot of water and laying down and closing your eyes. That's what I've done whenever my head's ever hurt. I just lay in my bed, close my eyes, and just, like, rest for a little bit. It doesn't always work, but it generally makes the headache a bit less headachy. Yo! Another shiny Eevee! Please be the marked intellectual one. We need the intellectual marked Glaceon. Please give us the shiny mark. Get them all. You have 8 purples. Okay, you'll have enough, Jared. You'll have enough. Now remember, Mudkip, if this is intellectual mark, we will switch over to Splatoon. Remember, the deal is, if it is intellectual mark, we do switch to Splatoon. So, we gotta hope for intellectual mark Eevee shiny. Because there's a part of me that wants to go back to playing Splatoon. There's a part that wants to keep the shiny meta. Because again, the thing is, the more shiny Eevee we get, the more phases, the more things we can do for the shiny giveaway. But also, I do want the intellectual mark shiny Eevee for Glaceon. Glaceon, the intellectual. The brainy specs. That's gonna be a flex if it gets around to the EVL drafting. Genetic code is irregular and mutates exposure to radiation. Please. Stop not being marked, Eevee! You have one job. And that is to have a unique character trait. Even though it is not really unique because so many people are farming them right now. I have my old Switch with the Mewtwo raid saved on Violet. If I just add a bunch of profiles, I will reach the point where I can do the raids. I can trade support mon to the local player. I mean, smart play, Jared. Smart play. Yes, the funny thing is, Mudkip, you and I want that mark for 2 very different reasons. Which I love. We have a common goal, but not for the same reason. I do enjoy this. I'm on vacation this week, so I have free time to pull it off tonight. Hello there, Javier Medina. How are you doing today? Hope you are doing very, very well. I really hope I don't... You know I'm gonna phase on something like a Deerling or phase on something like a Litleo or Lechonk, and they're gonna be the ones with the intellectual mark. I'm gonna be fuming. Yeah, I do have title power. Okay. So my game isn't completely bonked. It's just deciding to be slightly bonked. Ever so slightly bonked. My brain is fuzzy, and perception of reality is bad. Realty. Yeah, I'd recommend laying down and just, like, closing your eyes and blur with something playing on in the background. That generally helps me when I have a headache. Also, taking something like I think aspirin helps with that. Generally helps a little bit. Not, like... Generally helps a little bit, you know, just slightly. Ever so slightly is the important part. we've only gotten one of the event marks on Eevee so far. So, we need to get the others. Shark bands. Shark band. That sounds terrifying. I'm assuming their specialty is the Jaws theme. Interesting thing about, like, that, the note that the jump scare sound effect plays at. It's a very specific note that is specifically meant to get a reaction out of people for interesting reasons. Really hijacks certain instincts. Which I guess is one of the reasons I never really get unsettled when watching those movies. I just laugh at it. It's just too dull. I'm cracking up for shark bands. I have a new save file for Scarlet about trying to complete it. Nice! How's that going? What is your team that you're running? What is the team that you've been using? Yeah, sometimes typos can be a source of great joy. Typos can be highly amusing. It's gonna be something. Meta, help me, randos are driving. Mudkip, I'm not in control of when we play Splatoon. The Eevee are the ones in control of when we play Splatoon. Just, we need to manifest the shiny intellectual marked Eevee. When we get that, if it's in the first sandwich. You know what? I'll be nice. If it's within the first 2 sandwiches, we will switch over to Splatoon. We just need to manifest it. You have free will, Meta. You can play Splatoon when you want. I'm just an AI. I'm not real. I'm just an AI, Mudkip. I don't have this free will of which you speak. We've gotten one marked one. It was a rowdy mark. What's the question, Carlos? What is the question? You have free. You can annihilate me. Good. I have a shiny toxicity, yes. I do have a shiny toxicity. His will isn't free, he has to pay through. Exactly, Jared. See, Jared understands. Jared understands the conundrum. We only have the one. The only shiny toxicity we have is the one for the living shiny dex. But it's actually relatively easy to get shiny toxicity. I just go to the cave underneath Alfrenata and just run around there with an electric or poison encounter power sandwich running. Well, actually, electric encounter power is better because I believe the Glamet family also spawned there. So you want to go for electric, and it's the only electric type that spawns there. So it's very easy to get a shiny there. That was how we hunted ours. Will DLC. Will DLC not unlocked? Not unlocked yet. Has your mind ever just blanked when someone talks about a Pokemon? Generally does that whenever Lucario comes up. Or Cinderace. But yes. That has happened to me on more than a few occasions. Mostly with how many Pokemon that there are, there's always gonna be one that I just blank on. Just no thoughts, brain empty, just paste. There's just wind chimes is all that I hear. So... yeah, I wouldn't know the best way to shiny hunt it back in Sword and Shield. I guess maybe Dynamax Adventures might be the best way to shiny hunt for it. But... even then, you're sort of running the gambit of whether it's high key or low key if you want one form in particular. But yeah, I don't really know the best way to shiny hunt specifically Toxtricity. Other than, I guess, soft resetting the specific form you want if it's an overworld spawn. But that takes a while. I would know. I soft reset for Shiny Lilligant back in the Sword and Shield. Hi, Kayla. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to our friend, Kayla. Hope you're doing well today. We're just shiny hunting Eevee, hoping we can get the intellectual mark, shiny Eevee. 'Cause I just want that shiny intellectual mark Glaceon. The funny thing is, I spent so long trying to get that shiny Glaceon off screen, and now it's just like, yeah, well, I'll just replace that thing with another shiny Glaceon, just with an intellectual mark on it, if I get it. Funny how stuff works. Big brain Eevee. I mean, Glaceon's my favorite of the Eevee forms. So it's like, I want the one that is marked. I want to be the one that I like the most. Mostly because Glaceon gets one of my favorite moves of all time, Freeze Dry, and it's just, that move is fun. It laughs at water types. It is such a good move. I mean, it's not a very strong move compared to a lot of other moves based 70 power, but just the fact that it just slaps water types is fantastic. Because a lot of the best water types are quad weak to Freeze Dry. And how many Pokemon love to go Terra Water as their Terra type for defensive reasons? Freeze Dry has a field day with that. I love it. That's why I'm hoping when I can. That's why I'm hoping when it comes time, Alola Ninetales is going to be a menace. Freaking Snow given a 50% defense boost, Freeze Dry, Moonblast, Aurora Veil. It's just, you're not gonna be able to crack that thing. Just, you cannot scratch that thing. It is too impenetrable. Love it. The change from Hail to Snow was a fantastic decision. It actually makes Ice types viable. It makes Snow teams viable. Because before, Hail was basically completely useless. There was no reason to run Hail. Now, you can run Snow, and it's actually fairly good. Okay, but where? So I remember a while back, when Snow was first announced, and we learned how much the defense boost happened, I back-calculated how much defense a Glaceon would actually have in Snow, like an effective base stat. You know how Pokemon have, a base stat, like, Mewtwo's base special attack is 154? I was just curious to see how high would Glaceon's physical defense be? Because Glaceon's one of the few semi-bulky ice types. And so I went through all the math. And most people would think, okay, well, Glaceon's base 110 base physical defense, get a 50% boost, so it's probably, 165? I went through all the numbers. In Snow, Glaceon's got an effective physical defense of 192. Or 191, it's one of those two. And that's kind of terrifying. Because to put that in perspective, Mega Mewtwo X's physical attack was 190. Mega Mewtwo Y's special attack was 194. And that's basically what Glaceon's physical defense is at. When in Snow, it's terrifying. You can't crack this thing. It's just too bulky. I love it. And plus, it actually might make Alolan Sandslash like fairly good. I love Alolan Sandslash. I hope now Zygarde's gonna be like fairly decent. The Slush Rush is gonna have some fun times. It's gonna be decent. Who knows? It might also make Auroras quite good. Because Auroras, one of the Pokemon with the worst typings in the game, Terastallize could be fun. Could be fun with some Terastallize shenanigans. Could be. So long as you don't get hit by a fighting or a steel move. Or if they don't make a move that bypasses Terra type. Now, I'm fully expecting there is going to be a move in the DLC that bypasses Terastallizing to target the base typing of the Pokemon. And I have a theory about that, and that's going to be... I have a theory about that, and it's coming out in a few weeks. Okay, we'll destroy. Well, now with Terastallize. With Terastallize, it could take on a different typing. Like, you could go, theoretically, Terra Ghost, Alolan Sandslash. The one I'm looking forward to most is like Terra Flying or Terra Water Alolan Marowak. Because Alolan Marowak gets Lightning Rod. So, you've got a Flying type, you got a Water type. That is outright immune to Electric. What are you going to do? Like, I mean, plus, Alolan Marowak is kind of insane when it's got the Thick Club as a held item. So it's like, what are you going to do to that? What can you do to Alolan Marowak? The days of early Sun and Moon, when Alolan Marowak was the go-to answer to Tapu Koko. Those were the days. Those were indeed the days. Then time caught up, and Tapu Koko dropped off. I do think Tapu Koko is going to actually be quite good now with the future paradoxes and the electric terrain. Because Tapu Koko kind of fell off pretty hard when it really became just like support pivot. But now, you got Pivot Move, the U-turn or Volt Switch, and Electric Terrain. You can come in, set up the terrain, dip out, and then you bring in something like Iron Valiant, bring in something like Bundle, bring in something like, I don't know, maybe Iron Thorns, or Iron Treads, or Iron Leaves, and then they're just a monster. It's like, because what it also does, it frees up the need of them to not run Booster Energy. They can run a different item. Like, oh man, that's terrifying. Oh, that's horrifying. Specs, Booster, Quark Drive Bundle on one thing. That's nightmare fuel right there. That is actually nightmare fuel. And I kind of want to see that. I kind of want to see Bundle Face just even more terrifying. My mom and I went to Cheesecake Factory. Nice! You know, my brother generally chooses to go to Cheesecake Factory for dinner because he really picks it for the dessert of the cheesecake. My brother loves his cheesecake. Iron Hands is a thing. Iron Hands is going to be something. I'm still surprised that in VGC you see a lot of Iron Hands running Volt Switch. You generally don't see Pokemon running moves that are not of their offensive typing. Well, don't even have Cheesecake. I mean, they got like the regular stuff, like burgers, steak, fish. They've got the standards. Which, I mean, in my opinion, is all you need. Generally for me, if you go to somewhere, they've got a burger, they've got a fish fry, they've got a steak, and they have French fries. I don't care what else is on the menu, I know what I'm getting. I'm getting one of those three things. I am a simple person. I like burgers, I like steak, I like fish. No more, no less. As our grilled rib eye and mashed potatoes and broccoli. Delicious. Sounds good. Yeah, I'm a very simple person when it comes to food I like. Just give me burger and I'm all good. Give me burger and it's good to go. We got 2 minutes. Alright, Mudkip. We got 32 minutes to get the shiny marked intellectual Eevee. Or we switch over, and if we do get it, we switch over to Splatoon. Or Splatfest. Splatfest shenanigans. We gotta make sure Sly's team doesn't win. Would Tapu Koko be good in a form without restricted legendaries? Yes, it would. It wouldn't be good, but it would be above average. Mostly because, again, it's a good support Pokemon, and that it can make the Paradoxes able to be at their best. Because the one thing that really holds back the future Paradoxes right now is that they need to hold the booster energy. Torkoal and Ninetales on their own are very good Pokemon. You can bring any of those into any format to activate photosynthesis on a past Paradox, and they actually contribute to the team. But Pincurchin is the only electric terrain setter in the game at present. And you're not running Pincurchin just to set up your Paradox. It's just too valuable of a team slot to dedicate to something that does nothing as much as Pincurchin does. But you replace Pincurchin with a marginally more useful Pokemon, Tapu Koko, which is on its own a fairly decent beat stick that is fast and can pivot. You've got something that can actually let the Paradoxes hold an actual item, not needing the booster energy. You can run something like Specs on your, you can run something like Specs Iron Bundle. Like, maybe banded, Iron Leads, or do what I like to do with my Iron Leads and run Electric Seeds. Like, the Tapu Koko itself probably won't make a huge difference, but what it would allow is an increased amount of team flexibility. Which there is something very much to be said about allowing for much more flexibility on a team that role compression can do. That's the reason why Incineroar is one of the absolute best Pokemon for a competitor there has ever been. It's kind of insane. Alright. That is all for sandwich numero uno. First sandwich is... wait. Oh, it's a Gulpin. It's a Gulpin, Jakey. First shiny I ever found in Scarlet Violet was a Gulpin. We always go out of our way to hunt down and destroy every Gulpin whenever we can. Yeah, we're gonna fill up 3 boxes. We are going to fill 3 boxes of giveaway shinies. Freaking heck. Because there is no possible way we do not get at least 2 more shinies from now until December, what, 31st? Not 31st. Until December, what, 23rd? There's no way that's not happening. Well, I guess I just need to organize the boxes again. I guess I could store some spares in home in the meantime. Huh, just thought of that. That's an idea. Pencil that in for the future. Actually, I should probably get some water before we do this. Hydrate or dihydrate, friends. Sorry to cut the Superior Chair stream short. Cheesecake got the Reese's peanut butter chocolate chip. I'm gonna have to try that. I almost always go for the Oreo cheesecake whenever I go there, because I am a sucker for Oreos. I have a weakness for Oreos. I fully acknowledge this. I fully acknowledge my Oreo weakness. My hands do wobble, by the way. Not good. You should probably rest, Blorb. You probably should rest. Just, rest, recuperate, feel a little better. Yeah, you really should be resting and drinking a lot of water. That generally helps. Well, water in general just helps when you're sick, so you really should be resting and stuff things. I do appreciate the being here, but it is more important for your health to be resting. Good. Good. Lay in bed. Good. Do not look at screen. Do not look at the screen. The jiggle is on there. I know Wegmans has their seasonal pumpkin cheesecake available. Not really my kind of thing. I'm not a big fan of pumpkin stuff. Yeah, I don't eat pumpkin pie. I'm weird. I'm fully aware I'm an anomaly as a person. I don't care for watermelon. I don't care for pumpkin pie. I don't eat cheese on hamburgers. I just have a regular burger. I don't eat pineapple on my pizza because I'm not a heathen. I've had worse. I'll finish tuning in Pika Pick. Yes, Ash, your favorite thing in the universe other than Emolga, the Pika Pick. Hello, Future Cookie 694. How are you doing? Hope you're doing delightful today. Alright, we got 30 minutes on the clock to get our shiny intellectual mark to Eevee. If we do, we switch over to Splatoon. If not, we keep hunting this actual Giga Forehead. Because we just want the intellectual mark brainy specs. We just want them brainy specs. I'll bet my family's special pumpkin can change that attitude. You're fully invited to try, Jared. You are fully invited to attempt. Scored. Nice! Very nice. Dang, my throat is so sore, I feel like something like that. I'd recommend having some honey. Honey generally helps when your throat is sore. When I was sick, a little over a year ago, with the thing going around the world presently, the one thing that kind of kept me going and not just feeling like someone was shoving a thing of sandpaper down my throat was honey. It really, really helps. Ash, you are the forehead here. Hello, Archer. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing delightful. Good, none of them are shiny. I don't want to get another shiny Deerling. Like, the only reason I would ever want to get another shiny Deerling is just so I can have a higher number of shiny Deerling than Sly has shiny male Sprigatito. But I can always just increase that counter of shiny Deerling after Sly finishes his Sprigatito shiny hunt. Ash, you're all forehead. You are 92% forehead. Doing good. Thank you for asking. How are you doing? I'm doing well. We have already gotten enough Eevee for the shiny Living Dex Eevee family to be finished. I'm just going for the vanity project of Intellectual Mark Shiny Glaceon. So, this is just vanity project right now, and also increasing the shiny giveaway counter. But, yeah, that's the goal. Is shiny Mark Eevee. For Intellectual Mark for Glaceon. Unless I somehow manage to get a better mark than the intellectual mark for it, but I don't think it's going to happen. Yeah. Ash, we have your face cam replay footage. We know you're 90% forehead. We have your replay footage. You probably have the most images of yourself, Ash. Nah, we got the replay footage. We got the replay footage on her channel. Why do we have an entire box dedicated to Do It Eat? Because when you were doing the Eevee raids back when they did the first Eevee event a year ago, you went out of your way to get a box of every single Eevee Terra type, Jared. I even asked you why you were doing that. Disprove at yourself. Every time I come, I just see messing with that. Well, welcome to 95% of what we do here, Archer. Welcome, man. Mental illness, J-Rad. It's obsessive compulsive disorder. He likes to hoard things. That was before we knew they were going to add the Glimmer Charm, which made it a lot easier to change Terra types. God, the Glimmer Charm was such a good thing to change. Like, the fact they had the Glimmer Charm exist is a great thing. Frickin' Deerling. I don't even get boxes. Yeah, that's what I have to do every so often myself, Jared, is just go and clear out the boxes, make sure everything is nice, neat, and organized. Now that a year of shiny hunting is over, I can actually organize everything much more substantially. So that's what the plan is. Which means I probably should separate out my shinies from today from the shinies from other days. Don't get interfered with. I want to get this wood sensation. Meta, I have to go to school on Monday. I mean, school is very important to go to. Why are you too scared to go to school? I mean, school does suck. Oh, wait, right. All the Eevee so far have gone into the spare box. Right? Yeah, they've all gone into the spare box so far. The only one that we get, the only shinies we would get today that don't go in the spare box. Oh my gosh, why is I'm talking about the spare box of shinies? We finally get another shiny Eevee. Please be intellectual Mars, we can switch over to Splatoon things. You actual Giga Eevee thing. Go to sleep. Let's go get this thing. Hello there, the real Wario. Wario. How are you doing? And again, guys, if you haven't done so already, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. Get in the ball. 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 Just don't wake up, freaking thing. Oh, dude. Nope. Doesn't Covet, like, steal your item or something? I think. I feel like Covet takes your item, doesn't it? With a different move. I feel like Covet's the one that does that. Covet's Pokemon move. I feel like that takes your item. Because, like, there's Covet and Thief. But only knockoff removes the hell them outright. Man, I was here to go to school. These guys did that. Yeah, that is something that I would recommend bringing the attention of, like, the school proper, or if it's certain, it's extreme enough, the authorities themselves. Because, that is, legally punishable if it extends beyond a certain thing. Remember when Nightbot timed it perfectly and Ash said, I am not welcome? Ah, yeah, that was amazing. That was honestly freaking perfect. Yes, Covet steals held items. I knew it. But everything returns item. Stop being not marked, you stupid thing! This is just a vanity project at this point. Eevee, you are infuriating. This is why I only like Glaceon. Glaceon never gave me problems. Check summary. No, not check summary. So maybe another one. Yeah, Mudkip, doesn't look like we're gonna be playing the Splatoon tonight. I don't think the Eevee wants to give us the marked shiny. So, I mean, we're gonna keep persisting. We are gonna keep persisting. But I don't know if the game is gonna want to be nice. It's gonna be... Yeah, the funniest thing is gonna be for the next shiny reaction complex in the opening probably like 4 minutes are all just going to be Eevee shiny reactions. Well, then I guess they're just like disperse the Eevee shiny reactions among the rest of the clip, so that's probably the better call. I guess I probably could do that. Plus, now that I have that, I can just go edit everything together and then do that. The shiny clip show. Man, on Thursday, I didn't even go to school. Yeah, I'd recommend bringing that to the attention of the authorities, because that... I personally think that I suppose that can, like, actually violate some laws. Bullies doing things, so they can actually bring the hammer down. But the other thing always to remember about bullies, they do it to get a rise out of people. If you don't show you're scared of them, they will stop. Because all they're doing is to try to scare people. If you don't give them that fear, they just will stop. You know, internally, you can be afraid, but if you don't show it, they will eventually just stop because they feel like you're not worth their time anymore. They have a very twisted, warped view of reality, but yeah, it's adjective itself, by the way. What was it rather mistreated as homework? Yeah. Yeah, they do it to get a rise out of people as well. Like, I mean, there's also those people who are absolute jackasses to begin with. It's not always that, Blorb, but there are generally some that just, they do it just to be assholes. So, it's not always that. But, generally those are the underlying trends. Where's the freaking shiny? Where is... Is that a Lechonk stuck in the wall? Yes, that is a Lechonk stuck in the wall. You are stupid bacon, Lechonk. You are not shiny. You are a walking sphere of bacon. You are spherical bacon. You're not what you're looking for. These are not the droids you're looking for. Yeah, Archer, you really should go to, like, the principal or the teachers and possibly, like, the police on something like that, depending on how old they are, because that actually is, like, legally punishable. But also, this conversation probably going to steer away from that, because it probably can make people uncomfortable. But, Archer, after stream, you can send me some DMs and we can talk, but some of that really probably should be in stream. And Blorb, the same goes for you. So I already did send you a message today. But yes, this is meant to be a safe place for friends. Safe place for friends. Oops. Let's try to get another shiny Eevee. Let's try to get another shiny Eevee. How long we got left? We got 17 minutes. We might be able to get one. If the odds want to be my friend, then we will. I do wonder what the odds of, I wonder what the boost in odds is, because we got the boost from the event, the boost from the mark power, and I don't know what the base odds of the mark are, but I'm assuming they're not the most uncommon of mark. I do not have Instagram, no. get some. Yeah, I only have Discord. I don't have Instagram. I have a Twitter. But I don't really use Twitter all that much. I generally just go on Twitter to shout the thing out, like for when I'm doing a big video project or like occasionally when streaming. But I don't really use Twitter that much. It's 95% of the time it's just Discord. Not a shiny Eevee around here. This Terra Raid is going terribly. I have Iron Hands for teammates Pikachu, Miraidon, and Rayquaza. Miraidon's really set me up with the Rayquaza too. Rayquaza does not affect terrain. Rayquaza's ability only affects the weather, it does not affect terrain. The Pikachu does absolutely nothing in the raid, though. The Pikachu is way too weak to do anything. I would recommend bringing something like King Gambit, as that just basically completely walls anything Eevee can do. You know, just use something like Kowtow Cleave or just use any fighting type move. And especially have Defiant. That just, it completely just stonewalls it. Look at Twitter. Only look at Twitter means that's Minecraft, Parkour, or Matt Rose. I have no idea who Matt Rose is. Okay, that would be a slight problem. I've never touched Twitter other than that. Yeah, I pretty much just go on there to, like, shout out whenever I'm doing, like, a video, when I'm posting a video occasionally, or if I go tweeting and work live. That's really it. I don't use Twitter for basically anything. Discord kind of absorbed all of my social media needs. I used to use Facebook, and I don't use it anymore. I mean, I never use it for the channel, but I just don't use it anymore because that's just insane. Punch Monkey can solo with Metro and Dreamers. Also, that's an idea. Yeah, Annihilate also can solo. Annihilate is always a very, very good choice. Annihilate. I feel like Annihilate also, like, with Clear Amulet might be the call, because you can go Clear Amulet, you don't need to worry about the ability purge, and then you can go Focus Energy. But I never tried that, because I don't know if you actually do need the attack ups for anything. Or if you need, like, other moves other than the Metronome for Drain Punch. But yeah, the Eevee Terra Raid, it's not great, but it's easier than the Pikachu and the Mewtwo raid events, but it's definitely significantly harder than some of the other level 7 raids. Definitely lost with Pikachu using stat boosting moves and getting one shot. Yeah, Pikachu is not very good for raids. It's so frail. Terra Raids are designed for bulky attackers, things like Iron Hands, things like Garchomp, or like setup stuff like Azumarill. Stuff like Gengar, Pikachu, Zoroark, they're very, very bad for Terra Raids. They just don't have the stat lines necessary. You know, you need Pokemon that have a lot of damage, that have a lot of strong setup options, but also a lot of bulk, because they need to be able to take hits and dish them out. Iron Hands is also sometimes a little bit suspect, because of how often the Eevee stat purges. I believe in, like, I think it is the first 20% of the time, Eevee stat purges you twice. So if you're using Belly Drum, you just get that wiped away 2 times. It's really... Iron Hands can work, but you need to kind of brute force it, and you can't set up Belly Drum until after Eevee purges for the 2nd time, or 3rd time. It may purge 3 times. I wanted to do the Eevee raid until I found out you couldn't catch up with the first one, so I'm right. Oh no, these Eevee raids can never be shiny. Yeah, the Eevee... All level 7 Terra Raids are specifically shiny locked, none of them will ever be shiny. They are specifically coded to not be shiny. That was something that people worried about when they did the Charizard raid. They can never be shiny. So there is no need to worry. It sucks to... It would suck to find an uncatchable shiny. Oh, there have been many uncatchable shinies that have this about Pokemon. That's actually the reason why, for a number of games after Gen 6, they shiny locked every Pokemon until you get to the first town where you can buy Pokeballs. So until you get to the first town, there's a number of games where you just cannot get any shinies. And in other games, they made it so you get the ability to catch Pokemon right from the start. So it's a very interesting thing. Yeah, Tinkaton is fairy. Tinkaton is very... I actually know a number of people who forget Tinkaton is actually Steel. But forgetting it's fairy, interesting. Yeah, no, all of the level 7 Terra raids that are specifically shiny locked, they can never be shiny. Which is a good thing. Collectively, Tinkaton does... So collectively, Tinkaton doesn't exist. I think Tinkaton amuses me. Tinkaton very amuses me. Yeah, I'm still just curious what they're gonna do with Terrapagos or Terrapagos. I still don't know which way I lean on how the heck to pronounce that thing's freaking name. Whether it's Terrapagos or Terrapagos. I think I am leaning more towards Terrapagos because Terrastalize. Well, that'd be Terrapagos. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, Pokemon names are generally very, very strange. Like how they did officially change certain Pokemon's names, Mantine being one. I believe now it's officially Mantine. Because that was like Mantine back in like Gen 2, and I think it was Mantine from Gen 2 all the way to Gen 4, well through Gen 4, and then Gen 5, I think is the one that actually put the hammer down and did officially change it to being Mantine. I could be wrong on that, though. Yeah. Yeah, there's just so many ways you can take the different pronunciations. Yeah, Terrapagos, Galapagos. That was what my logic was at first. But, again, Pokemon names, you never can... You never can go with base logic, because sometimes you are going to be wrong. Hello there, Pokemon Edits. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. And again, guys, if you haven't done so already, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. T-Rap-A-Goose. Ambifierce accidentally bred 2 Igglybuff eggs. If one's shiny, I'ma throw hands. Oh boy, Roost. You used all your shiny luck on that shiny. You used all your shiny luck on that shiny Rufflet, dude. Don't you even. I'm glad you're doing well, Pokemon Edits. Glad you are doing very, very well. We're just looking for shiny, marked, intellectual mark Eevee. How is your day going? Hope it's been well. And have you been doing the Eevee shiny event hunts? Or have you just been vibing and doing the other stuff of things? And doing the other stuff and things around. But what if? I don't know, Roost. I don't know, Chicken Man. I don't know what to say, Chicken Man. Other than you will have a shiny balloon. You will have one of the hardest to spot shines in the modern game. Well, I mean, then the other thing is, when was the last time you saved? Because Gen 5, they still had the thing where shininess was saved to the eggs. You could just reset the game to before you saved, know how many eggs you needed to make to get a shiny, and then just breed a shiny of a Pokemon you actually want. It's like, unless you saved afterwards, in which case then you're kind of boned. If you get a shiny Igglybuff, should I be happy or sad because of my upcoming Yamask Masuda Swablu hunt? Aw, Roost, you're switching to Masuda Swablu? You're not going for that full odds encounter Altaria anymore? I'm sad. I wanted to know how long it would take for you to get the Flufo Dragon. I disappoint. I'm much sadness. That's not desperation, Roost. That's quitter's talk. That's quitter's talk, Roost. You're gonna let the Petalil win? Serendipity. I always save in... you can always just save in front of the Pheasantipity, nerds, and then just keep trying. Because remember, you can run away from the Pheasantipity, and it'll still be there. Like, the legendaries don't despawn. You know, you'll always be able to catch it. I generally don't use my Master Ball, because I generally don't need to. Just found out the Pokemon in the Fire-type gym... Yes! Because you can catch them. No, we don't want Roost to suffer. I want Roost to power through the Petalil. Roost needs to defeat the Petalil Scourge. I have 2 Japanese Dittos, I gotta use them for something. Or I could always go for Snivy. Yes, you can catch the Pokemon within the Fire Gym. The specific, the little gym puzzle within the Fire Gym in Galar is that you need to catch, I believe, 3 Pokemon. So yes, you actually can find a shiny in there. It's really freaking cool, and I love it. But also, the NPCs in there actively try to, like, attack you or knock out the Pokemon. So, it's really kind of nerve-wracking. I didn't think you could either, to be honest. Hello there, Lady of Aragon. How are you doing? No, not the gym leader's Pokemon, no. Yeah, that might have been important to specify. There's a Master Ball on it because that I can't run with Holy Kill itself. Yeah, even if it knocked itself out, it would still stay there, nerds. Yeah, it would still stay there even if it's self-KO'd. Ever since, I believe it is, like, Gen 2, they've always made it so even if a Pokemon, like a legendary, gets knocked out, it will always just respawn back in the overworld later. And even then, there's times where, I think in the newer games, where if you knock it out, it'll just still be standing there and go back to full health and just talk to it again. What game? How you doing, Lydia? How you doing? I'm doing well. Black 2, White 2. Fun. Yeah, I've got Black 2. I'm hoping to get White 2 this year, but not positive if it will or if it won't. I love them. They're fantastic games. Unova in general is one of my favorite, actually. I mean, Unova's tied for my favorite Pokemon game with Scarlet Violet. So I generally think very highly of them. Alright, Meta, you've convinced me. I'll double hunt an Abundant Shrine again after getting Shiny Hack because I'm participating in the Meow. Participating in the Meowscat. Yes! Yes, Roast. That good. Do not be a quitter. Good. You keep going. You fall down, you pick yourself up, you dust yourself off, and you get back to going. That is what you do. You don't give up. I'll save Masuda for Riolu, Snivy, and the other starters. Vibe with that. I can vibe with that. I can indeed vibe with that, my friend. You just gotta power through it, buddy. You just gotta power through it. Listen, if I can power through 700 Ho-Oh Dynamax adventures, I think you can do this. I think you can do that. As Shia LaBeouf said, just do it. If any of y'all happen to have X and Y decks completed, I might just hand the GTS is an absolute hack of one of my responsible trade on which is my exclusives. I thought 3DS online services were shut down. But I do not have the completed X and Y Pokedex. Or the completed ORAS Pokedex. Which is something that I need to actually do at some point. At some point, I need to buy myself another 3DS, or at least just a 2DS at some point. Because if I'm ever going to do Let's Plays of the Gen 6 and 7 games, I am going to need the second version to do stuff. Remember, Blow Up, the servers cost money to keep operational. You know, the servers aren't free. So, they do need to pay to keep them running. And no one uses them, so there's no money incoming into supporting those servers. So, it's a very large expense that they're just not seeing any returns on, which is why they're probably going to shut them off. Well, why they all are going to shut them off. Yeah, it's not like the Switch, but like the Switch's live services will continue for probably a couple of years after the Switch Mark II comes out. Probably they'll probably even just piggyback off of it. But with the older ones, the servers do have upkeep costs, which they're just a black hole. Yes. Yeah. I'm not gonna be surprised if I'm not gonna be surprised if... Yeah, that was awful. What was I gonna say? I don't even remember what I was going to say, actually. Yeah, I think we're probably gonna call tonight a night, actually. So Mudkip and I can do some more splatooning things. This has been fun, everyone. Once again, if you haven't done so already, please leave a like, subscribe for more. Check out the massive Battle Frontier video we put out today. Took a lot of work to do that. Took about a month to make that entire massive thing. But we're gonna go on a raid. The only reason I 3DS is because Sombro had an aneurysm. I never actually owned a Wii U. I never owned a Wii U. Yeah, we're gonna go raid right now. So let's go find a friend to raid. See what they're doing right now. Who's doing what? Oh, Ember actually hit 1K subs. Nice. Who we raiding? Who do we raid? Who's doing some Pokemon things? Ooh. Yo, Shinies is doing a badge quest. back in Gen 4. Oh, man is going for the hardest of the hard hunt. We gotta give the man some moral support. I'm gonna be doing my own Gen 4 shiny hunt for full odds Lugia. So man, we need to give the man some support. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful night. That's about it.